Hello, 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 everyone. Hello. Welcome, 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 welcome. Come on in, everyone. This is Mind Matters with Dr. Jada, and welcome to another live. This is the mastermind class. This is the mastermind, and this is the master class, and this master class is all about mental wellness, mental health, and mental wellness. And I see that you all are here. And so, will you do me a big old favor and just hit the like button for me? Go ahead and hit that like button. And if you are new, go ahead and subscribe to the page. I would love to have you in our mental wellness community. I am Dr. Jada, and we're talking all things mental health and mental well-being. And so here's my question that I have to you. Let's go ahead and get this going in the chat. Want to know this. Does anyone know what the awareness topic is for April? Does anyone know what the awareness topic is for April? Go ahead and type it in the chat if you know it. If you know what it is, the first person that types it into the chat, I will give you 4 mental health sessions to address this topic. And so, Adrienne, I want you to look and let me know who is the first person to type it into the chat. Go ahead, type it into the chat, please. If you know what is the awareness topic, is April Mental Health Awareness Month? Is April Mental Health Awareness Month? I don't know if it's Mental Health Awareness Month. I don't know if it's Mental Health Awareness Month. I think it's something else. I think it might be something else. So give it another shot. Somebody else, give it another shot. If someone can come up. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It is. It is. Miss Shay Brennan got it. Miss Shay Brennan got it. This is Stress Awareness Month. It is Stress Awareness Month. Yes, it is Stress Awareness Month. So, fantastic, Shay. Congratulations. Congratulations. Let's give Shay a big round of applause. Fantastic, Shay. You just got 4, count them, 4 stress counseling sessions with yours truly. Congratulations. I'm going to be giving away things all night long, so hopefully you all will stay around. And if you haven't done so far, will you do me a favor and hit the like button for me? Go ahead and hit that like button and let me know that you are here. So if you are in here, go ahead and tell Shay congratulations. Just tell Shay congratulations. Put congratulations in the chat, or just say, hey, Shay, because Shay got it right. This is Stress Awareness Month. And so what we are going to talk about today or tonight, of course, is stress awareness. And so as a therapist, one of the things that I see most of the time is when my clients come in, they're like, oh my God, Dr. Jada, there's just so much going on. My children, they're constantly fighting. And the teacher is saying that my child has ADHD. And then my husband just lost his job. And then I have to go to work. And every morning I have to be at work at 5 o'clock in the morning. And I don't have anyone to take my kids to school. So I have to hire someone to come and pick them up, or I have to send them to school in an Uber. And that makes me feel like I'm not being a good parent. All of the things. But did you know that just because you have stress doesn't necessarily mean that you have a mental illness or you have a mental health issue. You might just have stress. And so we're going to talk about that tonight. What is stress? Why does stress impact us the way that it does? Why is it that every time you're around a certain person, you start to feel a little bit of stress? Do you ever know? Just somebody just say in the chat, amen. If you get around certain people and all of a sudden you instinctively get stressed out, just put amen in the chat. Just put amen in the chat. Just let me know that you like, yeah, Dr. Jada, I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what you are saying. If you can understand what I'm saying, put an amen in the chat. And so what I would like to start off with is simply addressing some of the mental health challenges that stress leads to, I should say. Yeah, I see amen times 10. This is right. Amen times 10. Ronell said, amen, amen, and amen. So, stress. There are several different types of stress. There's something that is called eustress. There is something that is called eustress. The first person that types in the chat the definition of eustress is also going to get a couple of therapy sessions. Can anybody use it? And guess what? It doesn't necessarily even have to be a therapy session. It can just be a life coaching session, because sometimes we just need people to talk to. Now, here's the beautiful thing about what I do. I am the president of Total Life Counseling Dallas, but we also have several therapists and life coaches who work for us. And so, one of the things that I like to do is provide therapy for those who need therapy, especially if there's a possibility they cannot afford therapy. So, if you are interested in receiving I like it. If you are interested, I'm looking at the chat and I totally got completely thrown off. But if you are interested in receiving, a couple of therapy sessions, especially if you're interested in receiving a therapy session from me, um, I'm literally just throwing them out tonight. I'm throwing them out, just slinging them out tonight. So Thariah, thank you for that, Thariah. Thariah says the stress you initiate without realizing. The stress you initiate without realizing. And then Adria said, you stress might be when others stress you out. Love it, love it, love it. Almost. So anyone else before I start throwing out therapy sessions, what is eustress? And I want you to spell it. And you can Google it. I guess at this point you can Google it. Go ahead and Google what is eustress. Somebody tell me, what is eustress? Thariah, yes, you're almost, but I want the complete definition. What is eustress? And as you can see, this is a real class. This is a real class, because we are going to learn some stuff tonight. We are going to learn some things tonight. What is eustress? Okay. Come on, y'all. Exactly. Thank you, Ronell. You're close. He said eustress. It is, but what's the definition? Absolutely. Ronell, you are absolutely right. What's the definition? Thank you. It's beneficial stress. Absolutely. So eustress is the kind of stress that allows you to get just to that point where you're like, I'm about to kill this. I'm about to do it. I'm about to step up to the plate, and whatever it is I have to do, I'm going to excel at it. I'm going to do what I have to do. And so, absolutely. So, Adrian says, eustress is moderate or normal psychological stress interpreted as being beneficial. Eustress means that you can have stress that allows you to be somewhat prepped and primed to do well. So it's the good stress. We call eustress good stress. Okay. And so then Adrian goes on to say, for example, they may feel stressed out about an exam, but know that they have prepared enough to be able to do it. Thank you. Now, what is distress? So we're talking about eustress. Now we're talking about distress. And remember, this is all about becoming aware of how stress impacts us. How stress impacts us. Now, Rynell said, I'm stressed out about this race I'm about to run. I'm gonna bring Rynell up here in a second, and we're gonna talk about this because stress is absolutely real and valid. And the more we understand stress, then the more we're able to manage it. Thank you. Thoraya says painful stress. So distress, that means you're distressed about something, right? It is painful stress. And so Thoraya, let's give Thoraya, Thoraya, do you want to give away your sessions or do you want to keep them? That's a real question. And then Adrian, will you send Rynell the link so he can come up? Send Rynell the link so he can come up. So again, the eustress, there's good stress and there's bad stress. Good stress gives us the courage that we need to perform and to perform oftentimes at a high level. Distress is, as Thoraya said, the painful stress. It's the stress that sometimes paralyzes us and we're unable to perform because it's long lasting. Yep. And here's what Adrian says: it involves negative feelings and is often a difficult experience. Thank you. And again, exactly, Rynell said good versus bad stress. So there's good stress and there's bad stress. And so understanding it is very important. Rynell, come on up so we can talk. I'm going to use Rynell as a case study, and we're going to talk about stress. We're going to talk about managing stress. We're going to talk about how stress impacts us, because remember, the stress response is just that. The stress response triggers us, lets us know that there is danger in some way, whether it's emotional, psychological, or physical danger. We are going to launch into fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. And that, whether we manage it effectively or not, very well could be the catalyst for whether or not we perform well in our everyday lives or not. And so we're going to talk a little bit about what it means to manage stress when we have to perform. And this is Rynell Blackman. Welcome to the stage, Rynell.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Thank you.
I am doing great. First of all, tell everyone who you are, what you do, where can they find you, where can they follow you, all the things.
Awesome. Well, my name is Rynell Blackman. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. I I'm a host of a podcast called the Hollow Black Podcast, where it's brave leaders that are accountable to communicating knowledge. So believing that, through conversation, we will continue to build the community that we're in, that we're involved with. I'm an MC, host, inspirational speaker, keynote speaker. I am a run lead. I am a run coach now. So I'm a new run coach. I'm also a mental health coach with Dr. Jada and her team and her crew, right? So I am one of those amazing coaches that can coach Ronell is what they call me, right? Like, so spirited and, everything is positive, but, figuring out how to, get more of the good, get rid of the bad. And sometimes that might even mean your environment and the people you hang around. So at the end of the day, I am that bundle of excitement and joy that I hope to provide to not only all of my clients, but also all of my friends and family as well. Let's go.
And he does. When I tell you, Ronell bounces off walls, it's literal.
Stop.
It's literal. He like bounces from one wall to the other. But I'm so glad that you are here, Ronell. Thank you.
Absolutely.
So Ronell and I were talking earlier, and literally we were talking about stress.
Mm-hmm.
All of the things that I have to deal with on the day-to-day basis, I'm like managing stress. Like literally it's like throwing balls in the air and juggling and hoping that none of them fall. But right now, you have something that's
plates. We
yep.
got plates on stage and we're just constantly going.
Exactly. So tell us a little bit about what you have going on and why is stress all of a sudden like right here in front of your face?
Yeah. So stress right now is at the forefront because in less than 7 days, I'll be running the Boston Marathon. So very historical race up in Boston, and Boston is what they call it, right? So I'll be up there, with thousands of others, joining in with health and fitness as the goal. And for me, completion over perfection, because I want to stay safe, right? And my thing, even as a run coach, is your race, your pace, right? So mentally want to make sure that I'm not overthinking my race, but at the same time that I'm recognizing that it's only helping me just become, that much better by being involved and giving it my all. So it's one of the things that I speak about when I talk about different opportunities that you have. And we definitely want to make the most of them. But right now, even through this training, I'm running with Adidas runners. And, through the training, it's just been such a mental, it's interesting. It's been a mental roller coaster, right? It's like, am I training enough? Am I not training enough? Am I, going to hurt myself if I train a little bit tougher? Or maybe I should listen to my body and recover a little bit more. But am I sandbagging probably a little bit and going too slow, which also can cause you to hurt yourself, right? So, just properly taking in the discipline and commitment that it takes in order to, run this race. And I align it a lot with life and some of the challenges that come up, right? There's hills that we don't want to go up. There's, things that'll slow us down. There's, pains that'll come during our race, so-called life, right? This journey. And one of the things that I've associated running with is just, the difficulty, but then also the mental toughness and strength that one needs in order to complete a race. If it's a 5K, if it's a marathon, whatever, length it might be, it may be just that thing that pushes you past your threshold and teaches you that you can get through it. So that's one of the things that right now I'm like, I'm going to see my physical therapist. I'm going to see, the cryotherapist. I'm going to my personal, I mean, everyone, right? I'm getting adjustments. Monica Polo, shout out to you. I got my team, my group, my folks that are cheering me on, right? And giving me all this encouragement as well at the same time. So, my thing is, how can I quit with the bad stress, right? And add on more quote unquote good stresses, which to me, running is a very good stressor for, not only the body physically, but also the mental side as well.
I love that. One of the things I've always wanted to do, and I was telling you this earlier, is I just don't have the stamina sometimes to run the way I'd
Mhm.
like to run.
Hmm.
But it's certainly something I'm looking at. Can I ask you? I want to ask you a
Absolutely.
personal question.
Sure.
Personal.
Please, please do. Please do. That's why we're here. That's why I accepted the link and jumped on, because let's get personal. Let's go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And the reason I'm sitting here thinking, listening to you talk. One thing I know is you're a husband, you're a dad, you're a
Hmm.
great dad.
Oh,
Uh,
thank
you're welcome. And you really do seek to maintain your body.
you.
But
Hmm.
I just like to know from a male perspective.
Okay.
Uh, I don't know how many men are on here, but I know there are a lot of women
Hmm.
on,
Hey,
listening
ladies,
listening to
fellas,
me right.
fellas. If you're not on here, you might be able to meet you a lady on here. No, keep going. Keep
Right, right, right.
going. Tips. We're giving
But
some tips.
my question is, in today's society, I'm
Mhm.
watching you do the most.
Yeah, absolutely.
From a male perspective, how might stress impact you negatively and differently from a woman?
Hmm. How might stress impact me negatively and differently than a woman? I do believe in, per conversations I've had with other fellas in my group. Like I said, I'm all about community and building a better community through communication. I've expressed and shared and kind of created a safe space with some of my friends, with a lot of my friends, should I say. And I think the stress aspect is recognizing that no matter what, as a man, I'm still responsible, right? I'm responsible for the covering.
Mhm,
I joke around with some of my friends and I say, hey, if the house get foreclosed on or the car
mhm,
gets repossessed, nobody's looking at my wife. Nobody's looking at the kids. Nobody's saying,
mhm,
you should have worked harder. Everybody's looking at me and saying, what did you mismanage? Right?
mm,
What didn't you do? So the, desire to be as present as I can be, with my family, and the desire to be as successful as I would like to be in business, but then also my personal desire, right? For me, I have to know that at the end of the day, I gave it my all. I did everything I could to be the very best at being a husband, being a, father, and being a businessman, being a friend. And I want to know, or, let everybody else know that at the end of the day, I just need to learn how to clap for myself. And that's the stress, right? Because I
mhm,
think as men, we grew up with playing sports and people saying, great job, and, being these quote unquote heroes, right? Even in our parents, mothers, saying, great job on that test, that exam, or, you scored the winning basket or whatever, it might be, or you got good, great grades,
mhm,
right? Like you contributed. As a man, you grow up finding that you get less and less flowers, so to speak,
mhm.
right?
Yeah,
Like you
yeah,
get less
yeah.
and less hand claps. So less and less people tell you what a great job you've been doing.
I think that's interesting. If I could just jump in right
Go
there,
ahead. Go ahead.
because I think that that is an interesting point. Um, and in when and the way you just said it, you get less claps. You
Mhm,
get less claps. I remember there was this huge, and I think you and I debated on this
mm,
too. This was years ago, but
uh-huh,
remember there was the conversation about should kids get a universal trophy just for participation? Do you
mhm.
remember us having that conversation?
I think I do. Yes.
It was
Yes.
it was a while back.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
when you get less claps, do you still show up? If you
Mm,
get less claps, do you still sacrifice? If you get less claps, do you still do what you're supposed to do? And so my question to that point is, how do you show up to sacrifice? And I'm specifically as a man, how do
mhm,
you show up when
mhm.
you have to sacrifice, when you're not getting the claps? What is it that you're doing? Because I agree with Monica. Monica says,
What she say? What she
um,
say?
she says, oh, that's good. Actually, I'm gonna put it up. Monica
Okay.
says, oh, that's good. You balance it well.
I
And
appreciate that.
I know you balance it well too.
Mm. See, that's what I'm saying. We don't hear that though.
Oh,
Like as men, we don't hear that. Like we, I guess women assume that we know it, right? And we may carry ourselves as if, hey, like I know, like I know what I'm doing. And honestly, we have to,
mm-hmm.
because we can't expect for other people to kind of fill that cup for us, or again, not all men, some men, might have that circle of people, but so I don't want to generalize, but
Sure, sure.
I want to speak specifically for myself. I just found that I had to live to a different standard,
Yeah.
right? And if I wanted to be, a leader, or, this new mantra that I have, or this new aspiration, should I say, of being the example. If I
Mm-hmm.
want to do that, then the only way I can do that is by giving my best in all areas. And granted, now I don't succeed in every place to the same level, right?
I know your wife. I
Like
know that.
I dropped the ball. I drop the ball often, and you'll hear me apologize often, but it also doesn't stop me from working,
From her,
as hard
yeah,
as I can.
yeah,
But then also I do get, the I do get the love, right,
yeah.
from my family, from my friends, but it's no longer the thing that drives me. Let me say that, right?
Mhm.
Because I
Yeah,
found over the years, and this might just be coming with wisdom or just age, right?
yeah.
Because your boy over 40 now, 40
Yeah,
plus.
man. Yeah,
Let's go.
man.
Like I'm no longer that little. I got a bunch of grays in my hair that prove it. No, no, no.
Oh,
But the thing that I've learned over the years is that, you have to, that you're more of your purpose has to do with outside of your household
mm,
than the inside of your household. It's
yeah.
almost like, looking back, and I don't know if we want to go spiritual or biblical or anything of that nature. But if,
Of
but if you
course.
look at that and you say the fact that, kind of Jesus couldn't do the work that he did in his own town, right? He had to leave, he had to go, right?
Mhm,
I look at myself and saying, would I be as effective back in Akron, Ohio?
mhm,
Yes, I'm a
mhm,
Big Ten, Ohio State. I'm a Buckeye, right?
mhm,
Like, but like, would I be as effective as I am down here in, Georgia in the South? And I don't know, but I do know that I'm received differently. And I
mhm,
do know that I have found opportunity where that I can maximize based
mhm.
off of just me being me.
Yeah. I like, if you're not if you're not being who God created you to
Come
be,
on.
then you're not
I'm not
being it.
being.
And so
Absolutely.
you know what, let's look at a couple of things here, because we have
Awesome.
some questions in the chat,
Mm,
in yeah, in the
I want
comment
these. Come
section.
on.
Yes. So yeah, so Miss Twyla wants to know, how do you balance it? What are some practical ways to balance the stress? Because Monica has already said, yeah, she thinks that you're doing a great job. I think you're doing. Listen, I've known you since you were 18.
You know what? Don't put our age out there, girl. You still 21. You better quit it.
No,
I don't know how you didn't know me that long. Look, I didn't know you since you was a
know.
baby.
I know, I've been knowing you for a long time. So,
Right,
but
right.
I think it's important. But again, we both got psychology degrees. We
Absolutely.
both have worked really, really hard.
Hmm,
Um,
hmm.
and the reality is, when we're talking about managing the just the muck and the mire of life,
Yeah.
life is complicated. It's all the things.
Hmm.
And I could sit here, if I talk long enough, I'll
Yeah.
start crying. I'll be like, and let me tell you,
Same
I,
here. Same here.
it's
I'm with
easy
you. I'm with you.
it's easy to go there.
Mhm.
But when
We
we're
can sit on our
talking,
own couches.
exactly, we can sit on our own kind. But the real question is, what
Mhm.
are some practical tools to help us get through the everyday life
Yeah.
drudgery
Yeah.
of trying to make it from where we are,
Uh-huh.
where we're really striving to be? And we're all striving to be like Christ, but we got to go
Yes.
through this world. We
Oh
have to.
yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
And
what
I
are
mean,
some practical things? Because that's what they're asking in the chat. That's what they're
gotcha.
asking. We have
Gotcha.
a
No.
couple of questions.
Yeah, no, I would love to share. So, something because that's actually something I've been diving deeper into, just trying to figure out what is it, right, that moves people to actually achieve and accomplish their goals. Number one, it takes showing up everywhere you are, wherever you are. So like wherever your feet, kind of are planted, are standing at that very moment, give it your all, right? Just show up. And if it's me, and I don't care how tired you are, right? Like take the time and recognize when rest comes, right? So number one is showing up no matter where you are, giving a full 100% and being present, right, in the present space. But then number two is when you have an opportunity to recover, like recover, rest, relax, like recognize that, there'll be times where, you can run, you can sprint, but there's also going to be times where things will slow down. I mean, I think about when the pandemic happened, everything went to a screeching halt for me. I mean, my entire business is built around, getting people together in a community, right? Getting inside of a room. So, recognizing that I also have to pivot, right? When hurdles and things come up, hey, that I didn't plan. If it's me being late, it's me, how do I show up better when I get there, recognizing, but then also, how do I give grace? That's another thing, right? Being able to give grace to others, right? Like recognizing that I could be in the same situation that they're in. So for me, it's a balance of recognizing that, I can't give everything to everyone because it's funny. I heard a pastor say this. He said, everybody wants you exactly where they want you when they want you there, right? Everyone wants you exactly where they want you when they want you there. And it resonated with me because it allows for me to, recognize that, hey, I can't be everywhere and I'm going to drop the ball in someone's eyes, right? It's interesting. I'm going to give you a quick example. Just got invited just this past, not this past weekend, but the weekend prior to, we were at the White House, right? So we got invited to the Easter egg roll. And so I'm excited.
Oh, so
It's
just
the
throw that out there.
experience of a
Just
lifetime.
throw
We
that
just gonna
out
keep,
there. You
no,
just
throw
got
it out there and
invited
keep
to the
rolling.
White
We
House
just
and you okay.
we
Okay.
just go keep rolling, right? We go keep rolling. But I go out there and I'm thinking this is an opportunity of a lifetime. This is a chance. This is an experience that, everyone will want to, that should remember, right? And this is something that I think even as a child, you'd be able to tell your friends or your teachers or, man, what is an experience? Man, I visited the White House, right? And did the Easter egg roll and my family went with me. And, we got all these pictures. I promise you, 15 minutes in, kids were ready to go. It was raining. It was cold. I was like, are you kidding me? Like all this money, I had to buy 4 plane tickets up to DC, right? We had to get a whole hotel. Like when, okay, I'm sorry. I did not say that to them then, but I'm
Mhm.
thinking in my head, like,
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
all of this that I'm providing for you. And if you knew my life, you would know that I had nowhere close to this experience growing up. Right.
Mhm.
So for me, it was recognizing that I'm not going to check all the boxes for everyone. But what
Yeah.
I need to do is check all of my boxes and be good with the fact that I gave all. I gave it all, right? I put it
Can I
all out
hop in there right there,
there. Go ahead.
putting it
Go ahead.
all on
Go
the
ahead.
line,
Go
putting
ahead.
it all on the line and showing up. And sometimes it can just be stressful if you can't check the boxes or if
Mhm.
people don't appreciate the
Mhm.
boxes that you've lined up to check, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so that the stressors that come with that, and I know scripturally speaking,
Mhm.
which one of my favorite scriptures is Philippians 4:6 through 7 that says, be anxious for nothing.
Mm.
Like, don't worry about anything, but pray about everything, right?
Mhm.
Which
Mhm.
really takes a lot of pressure and stress off. But there are some really great points here
Go
in
ahead.
in the chat here, and I just
Go
want
ahead.
to go back to
Yeah.
a couple of them because Adrian says, Ronell, you make a great point. The man is also made to be responsible, and a certain amount of stress can be inherited with our life, gender roles, and even relationships. So I wanted
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
appreciate that because you did. That was a great point. But then Monica
Appreciate it.
said something too. She said it's the confidence. We as people see the balance and the confidence. And we don't always give men their flowers, but everyone deserves applause. And I
Mhm.
agree with that, because we have to have some form of appreciation. That's
Mhm.
actually something I'm going to be talking about tomorrow in an interview
Oh,
that I'm doing. But it's
okay.
it's about and it's interesting that Monica said it, but it's really showing
Mhm.
the affection of appreciation.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
taking that next step to allow people to know beyond a shadow of a doubt
Yeah.
that they're appreciated. And so
Yeah.
I really like that.
And
And go ahead.
no, I was going to say one of the things that I've tried to, and I think other people should do as well. I've always been seen as somewhat, so I'm fun, loving, but I've also been seen as being very serious, right? And being very intentional, being very inquisitive. And I think that as a community, we lack knowledge a lot of times and experience and knowing who and how people can show up and love us because we don't ask enough intentional questions. We're
Mm-hmm.
not like in the room and come here, baby. We're not in the room. Sorry, I'm talking to my daughter. She just crept down here.
Oh,
But like we're
that's
not in the
that's
room.
hi. Hey y'all.
Hello.
That's my God baby. That's
Say
my
hello.
God baby.
Yes, yes. Say hi to everybody. We live, baby. We live. So I couldn't yeah,
Hi,
you just
Reggie Pooh. Hi, baby.
awesome. Well, we love you, Reagan, and thank you for coming and joining Daddy. Now we are going to continue this conversation, but I appreciate it. What you want, whatever you want, you go up there, talk to your brother, and you can have it. Go ahead. All right. You sure can. Tell your brother. I know. I'll get it when I get up there. Okay. I got you, baby. Because there's times when I won't be here to be able to do that.
Mhm.
Right. Like, so for me, it's like, how can I be as intentional as possible?
Yep.
Right, with my
Yep.
family, with my friends, with my wife,
Yep.
even, to make sure that number one, everybody sees the value that I
Mhm.
provide, but then
Yep.
also that I don't hold back. I don't like the worst thing I believe a person can, kind of feel is that they had the answers to share with someone
Yeah.
and they never gave it because that person never asked. It's kind of like,
Mhm.
man, can we get to a point where we just, are serving,
Yeah.
right? Are serving and just planting seeds, right? Not knowing where the harvest come. A lot of times we could be frustrated with, a person's position or whatever they might be doing because we haven't given them, right, the knowledge that we have. So, I do feel like that's a very important thing and to be intentional no matter where we are.
I love being intentional. That's something I always say. We have to be intentional when we are looking to meet goals.
Hmm.
And in order for us to meet certain goals, we have to have the objectives to meet those goals.
Hmm.
And so Monica brings up a good point about, where do you get the motivation?
Mm.
When well,
I love these questions.
because getting up in the morning sometimes is a motivating factor. And if you
Right?
can't seem to get up and get out of the bed, then, you know, how one of the things that keeps me going, and this, I keep this close, I keep this real close, but I don't know if y'all can see this, but yeah, that's
Uh-huh.
important. But
Uh-huh.
that's a question for you. How? How
Man,
do you get
you know,
motivated?
it's a loaded question. There's so many answers that I can give you. I can give you past, present, and future, right? Like I can give you how to stay motivated because I've never seen this space in life, right? Like growing up, I didn't have this, so I want more, right? I want to be able to see more. I want to be able to experience more. I want my kids, my family, everyone that is around me to, kind of have that same level of freedom, which is what I call success, right? Like, to have the abilities to be able to, kind of come and go, to have meetings, to jump online, to be able to, at the spur of the moment, say, hey, let's go on a vacation, right? Like, or let's do this, or, whatever the case may be. But so
Mhm.
that's one motivating factor is my past, but then also the mentors and the people that were in my life. I feel like I owe them also,
Mm,
I owe them not to waste time,
mhm.
not to waste the time that I have. Cause it's easy to just think about self, right? But like when I think about my great grandmother that prayed for me, my grandmother, my grandfather that took me to
Ooh,
church
the
when I didn't
legacy.
want to go, right?
That legacy. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, so what opportunities am I missing by not doing something that I'm
Mhm.
capable of doing?
Yeah.
Right. And now I would say less motivation, more discipline and commitment. I'm finding with just me showing up and being disciplined each and every single day because I don't want to wake up. This morning is the craziest thing. When it's time for me to go run, I don't want to go run. It takes me the longest to get out the house. But today, leading up to the marathon, is I'm supposed to be
Mhm.
tapering, so not running, right? This morning, I woke up at 5 a.m. like, man, I want to go run. Man, I want to go work out. But today's a rest day. But I feel good, but I want to go. It's like, stay disciplined,
Mhm.
continue the effort,
Mhm.
just, focus on the things that you need to do and commit. And a lot of times when I'm faced with I don't want to do, I normally, when I do it, I get such a blessing from it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Doing the things that we don't want to
Mm,
do. And again, this isn't so much about mental health or even mental wellness. It's more about um, mental preparation for the
mm,
next level of
mm,
whatever it is we want to do. We talked about stress, eustress versus de-stress. And I just wanted to put this up here so everyone can see it, the good stress
mm.
and the bad stress.
Yeah.
Um, the reality is doing the thing that we don't want to do,
Hmm.
believe it or not, is just being obedient.
Mm,
There are a lot of things I believe God calls us to do in our purpose.
hmm.
And when we are obedient in doing, and it could be everyday life, mundane situations and circumstances, but when we decide that we are going to walk a God fearing life,
Hmm.
then at the end of the day, it gets to be a little easier to get up out of bed and say, okay, this
Hmm.
is what I'm going to do. And practically, sometimes just doing the practical things. I'm going to talk about this really briefly. Let's just say you are that person that just cannot get out of bed.
Hmm.
Well, a practical thing that you can do is put your phone across the room and make sure it's set. So when the alarm goes off, you have to get up out of the bed in order to walk across the room to pick up your phone to turn the alarm off,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? As practical as that seems, that is a step. And
Yeah.
so hopefully whatever it is that we've been called to do on a day-to-day basis, those are just the objectives to get us to our bigger picture, to the bigger picture in
Hmm.
life. So here's the eustress versus de-stress. So if you guys want to take a screenshot of it, the eustress makes you better. It's infrequent, it doesn't last long, and it motivates you to take positive action. In other words, it motivates you to execute. De-stress means it leaves you worse. It's chronic and ongoing. So you're distressed about something and it lasts for a very long time and it is demotivating. So just wanted to share that um,
Yeah.
with you.
I like that. You stress. Come on. You
Mhm.
stress. You
Exactly.
almost need to look yourself in the mirror, like write that on a sticky note, put it on in the bathroom mirror and say, you stress. You
You
stress me out.
stress. You
Like,
stress.
right? Like, look at yourself and say, you stress me out. Because I'm preparing you, right? Like, because you is preparing
Uh-huh.
you for the next level. If you want to
Mhm.
get to the next level, you got to get through something.
Yep.
And
Yep.
one of the things is interesting because why I even started running marathons, and I don't know, maybe we land in this plane or not, but like one of the
Yep.
reasons why I started running marathons was because I wanted to add stress to myself that I added to my life, not just to
Mhm.
be, reactive to
Yep.
whatever stresses that came to my life. So it
Mhm.
was like, hey, let me be proactive in going after stress, going
Mhm.
after uncomfortable, discomfort and,
Mm.
seeing growth, seeing this development, right? Like, cause summer is coming, whether we want to believe it or not, right? Like if you want, look, if you want to keep living, summer is coming. So, I mean,
Yeah.
if you want to be, beach in the beach with the t-shirt on, by all means continue eating what you're doing, continue to not work out or exercise. But if you want to be in all the photos, yeah, if you want to be poolside rubbing that tanning lotion on or whatever it might be, right, you might want to go ahead and see yourself in that physical fitness arena, even if it's walking. Now, it's funny because it's something you said earlier, Jada, about like, man, I just can't get there. Well, the only way you get there is by just repeatedly doing it, right? Repeatedly walking, you'll get stronger, right? Once you walk, you'll find yourself just starting to jog and doing
Mhm,
some interval stuff, or having a coach like me, right? Coach Ronell, like, I'm just messing with you, but Run with Ronell, right? So
mhm.
I got this hashtag going on, and it's Run with Ronell. It's run with the spirit
Okay,
and
let me put that up. So
in
somebody
mindset.
somebody put that in the chat.
Yeah.
Hashtag run with Ronell.
Hashtag Run with Ronell. Because I want to encourage people to just keep moving, right? To just get active. And the more you do it, the better you'll feel and the more you'll see an opportunity. Like, I mean, it's funny because my mom, she doesn't realize how much impact that she has. But my mom, she lives down here in Atlanta. I host all of these races, 5Ks on
Mhm.
up. And this woman does not train for a single thing and shows up at all the 5Ks and runs them. And I'm like, "Mom,"
Wait,
and
she
then
runs like
yes,
runs.
yes. And then afterwards, it's like, "My knee hurt." I'm like, "Mom, well, you didn't really train. You never
Right,
like
right.
exercise or train for this thing." She's like, "Well, Imma just keep showing up and maybe I need to go see the doctor and get some new shoes," or, but she got the new workout outfit and she come across finish line. Everybody's like, "Ronell, your mom." I'm like, "Yeah, you go, girl." Give her a high five and everything. But,
Go, Maria.
but I see her, and even my friends back home, they're like, "Man, I'm
Mhm,
so proud of your mom. She's getting after it. She's running." And I'm like, if she can do that,
yeah.
right?
Mhm,
Like if she can just show up and get out there, and because whatever your pace is your pace. Like
yeah.
the cool thing is, like, you're not competing with anyone else. Like we're all adults at this point, right? Like
Mhm,
nobody's winning prize money.
mhm,
If you are, you at a whole nother level, and we'll talk about that level another time. But like, nobody's winning prize money. This is only for you, right? This is for your health, for your benefit. And I like to say this also because sometimes when I'm running with folks and I'm passing them and they're like, "Be quiet, you fast, but you're talking all this motivational stuff and you all
mhm,
nice and happy." I was like, "Look at it. We both paid the same amount for this race and you getting more money. Like you get
mhm,
more of your money's worth, right? Because
mhm,
you're spending
mhm,
more time." I also look at the fact the more time you run, the more calories you burn. So,
mhm.
I mean, it's all into, the mindset and the mental, like, health and experience that you get from it. And the community is so amazing because it's the same start and finish line for everyone, no matter what financial stature
Bingo.
you are.
Bingo. The
Say it,
same start and finish
say it,
line for everyone. That's no different than
say it.
we all get 24 hours in the day. That was good. Okay, so let me ask this. Yeah, so we're about to land the plane here shortly. If you have any other questions, please put them in the chat. We'll try and get to them. But Ronell, one of the
Yes.
things that I think is important, and again, just a reminder, if you've just joined us or if you've been here for a little bit or whatever it is, April is Stress Awareness Month.
Mhm,
So,
mhm,
Stress Awareness Month. And
mhm.
I just think it's so very important based on what I do as a mental health counselor is to address stress. And so, how does running minimize stress? How
Ooh,
does running and training to run minimize stress?
are you asking me? You asking me? Because I got some answers for you. All
Yes,
right.
I'm asking
So,
you. That was a real question. That was a
okay,
Ronell
I
question.
wasn't sure because you was landing the plane, and I was like, I don't know if it's my time still or not.
This is
But
still your time. This is still your time.
it's interesting because that was one of the pieces that, with going through the educational process of becoming a run coach, that I wanted to know, like, hey, how does this help? The mental wellness aspect, right? So number one, like moving your body actually reduces stress. Right. Exercise can help you reduce those different levels of cortisol, right? The body's stress hormone
Mm,
that leading to decrease in overall stress levels, just period. Right. But then also it improves your mood. Like
Mhm.
physical activity, it really triggers the release of those endorphins, those neurotransmitters, right? That
Yep.
can boost mood and just create feelings of happiness and euphoria. Like, I mean, just to be outside, smell the, air, or, see different places that you probably drove through all the time, but now you get to actually see them in a different way. I also look at it for me, and I know some people struggle with sleeping, but
Mhm.
like that recovery, that sleep, like regular exercise, it improves your quality of sleep. Like, I don't know
Mhm.
about you, and if I don't know if you've ever been through a stressful moment, like where you've put your body into, kind of some sort of activity, man, you ready to go to bed. And
Done.
and if
Yeah.
it's hard for you to go to bed early, right? If it's hard for you to go to bed early and get good sleep, then try
Mhm.
waking up early. If you wake up at 5 a.m., trust me, around 9 o'clock, you're gonna be like, yep, it's time to go to bed. My body is saying, lay your tail down, right? Like,
Yeah,
but
it
you
is
know,
a wrap.
yeah, like you fall asleep faster, you enjoy deeper, more restorative rest.
Mm.
But then it also, this is the thing that I like have found for even myself as a model, as a former, Ebony Fashion Fair model, whatever, it enhances self-esteem.
Mm.
Like like when you achieve fitness goals, whether they're like large or small, if it's the Boston Marathon or if it's just your local 5K, right? Which
Yeah.
I'm hoping we can do one in Dallas. I'm looking to do one in Dallas. But it boosts that confidence and self-esteem, and leads more to a positive self-image, right? That person that you see in the mirror fitting in those outfits and looking the way that either you used to look or that you desired to look. Right. It allows for that self-esteem to be built. And it can only happen through work on yourself. Right. Like, but another thing, and lastly, I'm gonna just say this, but as you see, my hyperness, my excitedness, increase energy levels. So regular exercise boosts your energy levels, combats feeling of fatigue. Yep. Helps individuals feel more alert and focused throughout the day. It is like coffee to the body.
I
Let's
love
go.
it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I love that Ronell talked about the release of the dopamine, the release
Mhm,
of the endorphins,
mhm,
and we do need that. And I can remember Ronell, I used to run like
mhm.
all the time.
Yeah,
Remember we used to work out all the
I
time?
remember that. Yes. I almost feel like that's why we fight it now. It's because it's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I put my time in and I did that." But no, that was just preparation, and that was like sustainability for where we were, but
Mhm.
like preparing us for the knowledge of what we need now.
Now, right, right. And so Monica says, I don't sleep during the night. Running helps. She's like a epiphany. She's
Yeah.
having a
Yeah.
moment. She's having a
Yeah.
moment.
That's why I try to
So
invite everybody to the runs.
so she says, does the time of day that you run matter?
I don't believe
That's a good
so. No.
one. Okay.
No, because some people are early morning risers and want to just get up and run. And like myself, I feel like I've accomplished more if I've had my 5 a.m. workout. I now can go through work and know that I'm not thinking about, man, how do I get to that, exercise routine? Because
Yeah.
life be lifing, right?
And
Life be
life
lifing.
will
And
life on
you
you
know,
in a
it,
minute.
and to me, it's having that commitment. Also, just to add, so we got this huge race coming up in Atlanta called the Peachtree Road Race, July 4th. Jada, I'm inviting you here to Atlanta for that race. It's a 10K, largest 10K in the world. And we have an in training with Atlanta Track Club that I'm going to be a part of every weekend that I can when I'm not working, because your boy working always.
Do
But
you do virtual training by any chance?
I do. I do. I really I like that in person
Mhm.
piece. So,
Mhm.
to be amongst the group in the community,
Yeah.
because I believe you can learn something from so many different people, right?
Right.
But in that community and while you're running versus me just checking in and saying, "Hey, so how was the run today?"
Yep.
And I mean, I can do it. I would
Mhm.
prefer to do it in person, but if we're in different states or whatever the case may be, I can set you
Right.
out a plan and we can, kind of walk through and help you reach your goals. But it's going to take a lot more of your own initiative to be able
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Well, Ronell,
Yes.
I want to say thank you. I
Thank you.
want to say thank you for showing up.
Absolutely.
This has been amazing. Everyone, will you please in the chat just say thank you Ronell. Thank you. Thank you. Go ahead and put that in the chat. It has been amazing. Yeah. And don't forget hashtag run with Ronell.
Absolutely.
Also, don't forget that this is Stress Awareness
Stress
Month.
awareness.
April is Stress Awareness Month. So
Mhm.
I am personally going to ask each and every one of you to do one of my very amazing stress relievers, which is take a bath. Just chill out, relax, and take a bath. If you have a jet tub, turn on the jet. Just relax and take a bath. Now, what is that face for right now?
Because I mean, I want to take it back. Does a whirlpool count? Like, can I go
Yeah,
sit in a whirlpool?
get
Okay.
get in a whirlpool or something, but
Okay. Okay. Just
just
relax. Just like get into
relax,
some warm
relax.
water.
Because
Gotcha.
guess what? It's like I put it, don't worry about anything, but pray about everything. Don't worry
Absolutely.
about anything, but pray about everything and
Mhm.
cast all your anxieties on him because he cares for you. Who is him?
Absolutely.
Jesus Christ. That is 1 Peter 5:7. And just know that you are loved. Thank you so much, Ronell, for being here
Thank
with
you for having
Mind
me.
Matters with Dr. Jada. And if you have not done so, I want everybody to stop for a minute and please hit the like button for me. Hit the like button for me. Share this with all of your social media people. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to the channel. And I go live on Tuesdays and Fridays at 6 p.m. So please join us here at my channel, which is Mind Matters with Dr. Jada. I love all of y'all and thank you for the great discussion. Right now, you rock.
Love you.
Love you to
Very much.
pieces. Bye, everyone.